Welcome everyone once again to our training call this Monday evening. Title advancement is a very important growth marker for us in PartnerCo, and so we'd like to talk about it and to continue to provide clarity around all of these growth markers to ensure that we are what we promised to you, your growth partner. As far as your health, your wellness, your finance, your business, in all of those areas, we would love to continue to provide that partnership which we promised you. On the call tonight with me, it's my colleague, Neil, from Southern Africa, and myself, Blessing Edet from Nigeria. So Neil will take a few minutes to talk to you about how important this topic tonight is before we delve into the... Go ahead, Neil.
Thank you so much, Blessing. Good evening, everybody, once again. Great to see you all on the call. And I hope that you have invited your downlines to join in and be with us. Like Blessing has said, this is very, very important for every brand partner who has joined PartnerCo with a vision to build a business. As we know, we've got 10 potential earning ways in PartnerCo. Our upfront income, which is the first point where you get to get paid, is our retail profit and our first order bonus, which is great. However, when we talk about building a legacy for your future generations to come, we are talking about you now starting to build your network strong enough for you to be able to know that one day you will be leaving a legacy not only for you for today to enjoy, but also for your children, your great-grandchildren to also enjoy all the hard work that you are putting in today. So we are going to touch base on base commission, which goes hand in hand with knowing and understanding how to place your people correctly. Which leg is it that you need to put in? Which leg you need to be balanced so that the other leg is able to generate that income that we are talking about. So I'm looking forward to getting the knowledge from our Blessing, who is so knowledgeable about the system, who's going to give us more information. And I hope that we all have our pens and papers ready for us to take the information down, because it is information that we will need to also cascade down to our teams in future as we are onboarding and teaching our teams everything that we know, because you know that we always say that every information that you get is not for you to keep, but it's for you to make sure that that information is cascaded down to your teams so that you can all grow together as a team. A winning team is a team that all earns together. So if you make sure that you are equipped with that knowledge today, you are going to be able to give that information down to your teams. Looking forward to the training session. Thank you, Blessing.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Neil. So let's get down to title advancement and how important it is in earning big and in building your PartnerCo business. All right, let me know if you can see my screen. Please indicate. As mentioned, that title advancement is an important growth marker in your business relationship with PartnerCo. You must therefore be very strategic in planning for it. So title advancement could sometimes happen without planning for it. So that's a sheer luck happening there, but you should plan for it all the time. So that way you're strategic enough, you're able to do work to maximize your profitability. So in planning for title advancement, it is pertinent for you to note that certain factors affect how quickly you title advance, and this factor is placement. Very important. Placement affects how quickly you title advancement. You title advance in PartnerCo. So you want to ensure that placement is what you plan for in order for you to title advance. So placement allows you to strategically place new brand partners or preferred customer into your organization in a way that maximizes your profitability. One thing you want to do is to ensure that you log into your PartnerCo office and then determine the best lines to place your newbies. to maximize your pay. So you want to go to your PartnerCo office and then look at your tree view, or you look at your volume view. Remember when we looked at the dashboard in recent time? The dashboard has a place where it shows you your volume in a tree view manner. So you can see line 1, line 2, line 3. You can see the current volume in that tree view of your volume. So you now determine, so imagine in a case where you have line 1 already has 800 PV. Line 1 already has 800 PV, all right? So why then do you need to place more volume in line 1? So you can place volume in line 2 that has no volume, because line 1, for example, in this instance which I'm looking at right now, line 1 already having 800 PV when you look at your back office. So line 1 is already a power line because it has the highest volume. Line 2, 3 doesn't even have any volume. So now you want to strategically place new customers, preferred customers, or brand partners in line 2. If your goal is to title advance, you must build deep. So that way you place your new bid in line 2, and then you can now add, more in line 1 if the case be, or you can use my strategy, just spread them to have more pay lines. So number 1 is to ensure that you log into your PartnerCo office, determine the best line, look at the lines that have volume before you start any activity for the week. Always log into your PartnerCo office. Remember that the week starts on Saturday. So say on Saturday you didn't do any activity and you want to start your activity today being Monday. Please log into your PartnerCo office and determine the best line you want to place. Because I've seen instances where you place more volume in the line where you already have as your power line. Remember that title advancement only works with your pay line, not your power line. So you want to build your pay line and not your power line. But in order to have a pay line, you must have a power line. Remember that we had that conversation in power line versus pay line. All right. So now in the back office, we now have another feature that is so amazing. And I talked about it when we talked about back office updates. The holding tank or the placement queue that now allows for you to place partners that come into your organization within 48 hours. So as you send out your links for people to enroll, the placement queue or the holding tank can hold them for 48 hours when you do not specify what line they should belong to. So in that case, you can now come into your back office and now begin to place them yourself. Remember that it only holds it for 48 hours. So if you register someone at 6 p.m., it starts counting down immediately to 48 hours until it zeroes out. If you do not take action within that time frame, all right, the system will automatically do that for you.
Blessing?
Yes, please.
Sorry about that. Nick, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, we're not seeing your slides. We're only seeing the title advancement slide. So the 800 PV and the pay line, power line, and the holding tank slides, we don't see them.
Okay, so that was just an example. That was just an instance I quoted there. All right, so in PartnerCo, we differentiate title advancement for brand partners by achieving certain parameters. What are the certain parameters that we use in differentiating brand partners title advancement? The first is your total commission. The second is your pay line volume. So for certain titles, we differentiate it by your total commission or pay line volume points. So you're entitled to specific title for these achievements. With PartnerCo, you can be certain that your hard work will never go unrecognized, The higher your title, the higher you will be recognized more often and often, and you would get more special treatment. So in the next 2 pages, we have structured both the requirements and the rewards for each title advancement. All right. So there has been some review as far as the title advancement. Let's quickly look at this now. Here is how you can track your title advancement, your milestone achievement, and remember that we're thrilled to celebrate your success with you at every point. Now, this is in a PDF form, and we will share that on the platform, on the general platform, once this call is over, so that you can have it and look through it. So we have this to share with you, including the recordings of today. So for team lead, what do you consider in order for you to title advance? Team lead, we will look at your lifetime total commission. And for team lead, that would be $100. For supervisor, we would look at still your lifetime total commission. For manager, the same thing. And then for director, we will look at the same thing currently now. And then from director, we do not only look at your total commission earnings, lifetime total commission earnings, we also look at your 1 week required pay line volume. Remember that our compensation plan, it's a weekly compensation plan. So your pay line must be the required pay line within a week. So from director, we begin to look at both parameters, both your total lifetime commission earnings and your 1 week required pay line volume. And then when we get to vice president, we begin to focus more on your 1 week required pay line volume. So in order for you to have this pay line volume, for example, looking at the vice president, in order for you to have this required pay line volume, you must have a power line equal to this or more. So in order for you to have this required pay line volume, you must have a power line equal to this or more. So take note of that very, very vital information. You cannot have a pay line without a power line. So your power line would be equal to this, or it can be more than this required pay line within a week. Up onto chairperson 3, and then the PDF file that we would send to you would have more than chairperson 3 for those of you that are high achievers and looking forward to hitting all of these ranks and title in the coming months. All right. And then the title bonus still remains 25% of your base commission. So these are the rewards that you get when you title advance. You earn 25% of your base commission within that period. So let's look at earning big. How can you strategize in order for you to earn big while you are title advancing at the same time? Remember that with PartnerCo, it is limitless earning potential, and you can make money from both personal and team effort. So for the next slide, we want to look at the first order bonus, the base commission, and in some cases, we will look at title bonus and also matching bonus, because we're looking at you using the power of 4 to be able to earn big and title advance at the same time. And for this specific training, we would focus on the ultimate pack. So let's assume that everyone in your organization, for the sake of this training, is coming in with ultimate pack, which is 200 PV. And you're working towards enrolling 4 persons each week into your organization. And in order to do that, it means that you're talking to 4 persons or more every day. I like to say talk to 10 persons per day. All right. That way you can be able to have 4 persons respond within a day. So let's first of all look at if you're in South Africa and you're working on the 4x4 on a weekly basis. What is your earning potential? And how can you title advance using this? First, your earning potential for your first order bonus would be $70. $70 for ultimate pack, for each ultimate pack enrollment that comes into your organization, personally sponsored by you. So if you earn $70, that would be $70 multiplied by 14.5, which is the exchange rate in Southern Africa. And that would give you 1,015 Rand. Multiply by 4, your earning potential for your first order bonus would be 4,060 Rand. Definitely in this instance, you would make 10% of all the pay line volume. So in this instance, your pay line volume is 200 PV. Why is that so? Please take note of this information at the bottom. Only 50% of your new volume counts towards base commission. So in this instance where you brought in 200, 200, 200, and you strategically place them in 2 lines, one on top the other. So that would give you 400 total PV here, 400 total PV here. But because they are all new enrollments, new volume coming into your organization, you will only earn 50% of new volume towards base commission. So that's 50% of the 400 on your line 1 gives you 200. 50% on your line 2 gives you 200. And because they are equal volume on both lines, one line becomes your power line, and then the other line becomes your pay line. So for your pay line, you would earn 10% of that 200 PV, which would be $20. And $20 multiplied by the exchange rate currently in Southern Africa, that would give you 290 Rand. Of course, you would also title advance with this because you would need at least 200 PV in your pay line to be a team lead. But that's not all you need. You also need the earnings. You need to earn at least $100 in order to title advance as a team lead. All right, so in this case, you would earn 25% of your base commission. 25% of your base commission would be 25% of 290 Rand, and that would give you 72.5 Rand. Your total earning potential for this activity would be around 4,422.5 Rand. And that's about $305. $305 for your 4x4 weekly activity. So what happens in this instance here? You have title advance, you have earned base commission, you've also earned first order bonus. And right here, you have even exceeded the required earnings within that period. Because the slide we looked at before now, let's quickly go back there. All right, for team lead, you need to earn at least a total of $100 in your lifetime total commission. But from the example we showed over there, you earn about $305. Just $95 short of becoming a supervisor. So you can decide to add a little more activity to what you've done within that period, and then you would earn or title advance to supervisor, because you need $400 in order in your lifetime earnings for you to title advance to supervisor. So I'd say add a little more activity within that week and quickly hit the next title, which is that of a supervisor. But I'll leave that to you to go back and strategize. So the same thing applies if you're in Nigeria and you do the same 4x4 on a weekly basis to title advance, to earn big. In that case, you would have about 122,000 Naira, which is the exchange for $305 using the 400 exchange rate. So without going into explaining the process once again, this is the earning potential if you're in Southern Africa and if you're in Nigeria. Remember that you can decide to better strategize and add a little more activity within that week, and you can, title advance immediately to supervisor. So if you're new on this call, here is an activity that you can do once you become a partner with us. And if you have been with us for some time, are you sitting still in one title far too long? Here is an activity you can start implementing 4x4 on a weekly basis to get out from that title where you have been stuck for some time and begin to earn big and title advance while you do that. But is that all? That's not all. So Neil mentioned something at the beginning of the call: duplication. It is not enough that you receive this information and do nothing about it. So as you strategize and implement this for yourself and bring in newbies into your organization, you have the responsibility to teach your team to do the same. Do you have people in your organization and they are stuck within the system? You have a responsibility to teach them to duplicate. But first, it starts with you. So we have the report we shared when we talked about back office update, the striking distance. The striking distance reports can help you look at your organization at a glance, look at those who are in certain titles or rank for far too long, or those who are supposed to hit the ultimate and go gold within the period that they join your team. And then you can have their contacts right there in the striking distance report. Reach out to them and help them duplicate. Because that's the only way where people can find fulfillment with us in PartnerCo, is when you, as their team lead in their organization, their leader, their sponsors, their upline, as some would refer to. But those who have partnered with you, you have a responsibility to also help them achieve their purpose for joining PartnerCo. And of course, that purpose is growth. Growth, growth, growth. All right. Remember, the PartnerCo compensation plan is a weekly plan. Qualification period, always 12 a.m. Saturday to 11:59 p.m. on Friday, and subscription runs on Saturday. Commission runs on Tuesdays. Tomorrow, commission will run for the previous week activities, and it will be paid on Friday for previous week activity. Take note of your calendar, very important, your rolling calendar. We will share with you shortly the 2024 rolling calendar to help you begin to strategize and plan as a team. All right. Now is the time to become a brand partner. If you're just joining this call for the first time, please reach out to the person who invited you to this call and get on board. You too can begin to earn these earning potentials we have just shown. and so much more if you decide to upgrade and go even beyond what has been shown to you on this call. What has been shown to you is simply an estimation, what you're capable of earning, but you're capable of earning so much more with PartnerCo. All right, if you're not registered with us, please get back to the person that invited you to this call. Enrollment is as easy as 5 minutes. It takes only 5 minutes to get you in the system. And for those of you who have been with us, our partners, we value you, and we would want to say to you, continue to approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem. That's what we're doing actually. We're solving a problem. We're helping people achieve their goal, because with PartnerCo, we too have achieved our goals. We've also solved a problem in our lives. We've experienced transformation. So approach each customer with the idea of helping him or her solve a problem, achieve a goal, experience transformation, not of selling a product or service. Our partnership goes way beyond just selling a product or a service. What we're doing is inspiring others to transform their lives, whether it be their health status or their financial stability, what they seek, or they're just looking for a lifestyle partner. We are all of that and so much more. So keep your sales pipeline full by prospecting continuously. Like I mentioned earlier, keep prospecting 10 persons in a day. So you know in a week you've prospected, if you are working Monday to Friday on your PartnerCo business and sharing why you joined PartnerCo with people, in a week you've prospected 50 people. You can expect to get feedback from 4 persons per day. And so every week you can be sure of getting 4 by 4 new persons into your organization. And as they join, teach them to duplicate. All right. Thank you so much for joining this call. We will now have time for questions. You can ask your questions for the next 5 minutes. Amazing. I see people saying they're aiming for manager before the year runs out. All right. Awesome. If you're aiming for team lead, you only need to do the 4 by 4. So you would have 200 here, 200 there, and your earning potential would be about $305. So you can even decide to do the 2 by 2. All right. So you can decide to do small beginnings. Small beginnings are beautiful beginnings. You can decide to do the 2 by 2. So your earning potential right there would be half of the 4 by 4, which is about $152.5. If you do the 2 by 2, but be sure to be strategic enough to place the 2 persons on 2 different lines. Do not place all of your newbies in one line. I have had people, leaders with so many volume on one line. So before I allow Nick Papas to ask this question, I just like to reiterate once again, it is important to be strategic enough not to get all of the very active people into one line in your organization. I've seen a lot of that happening to leaders. So you know that Sarah, Neil, Galvin have the capacity to duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. They're already leaders. You do not want to place all of them in one line, because you know that Sarah is a firebrand. Once she gets into your organization, you know, in interacting with Sarah, you can tell. You can actually tell when people are firebrand. So you don't want to put Sarah and Neil in one line. All right. So I know a lot of people do it in our industry of network marketing. So a lot of people say, I want to give my team members volume. So they want the volume flowing from the power line to flow to them. But you also have to be strategic enough that you can be able to place Sarah in line 1, Neil in line 2, and then as they come, you spread out the volume so that you don't have this very powerful power line, and it's taking a long time for you to get your pay line and begin to earn and maximize your profitability, which is one of the reasons for joining PartnerCo. Yes, Nick Pappas, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Blessing. Amazing. I love this call. Question. On the vice president level, just confirm the requirements. You said you've got to be, you've got to have a minimum of 3,000 in your power line as the start or more, and then 3,000 in the pay line. That's it.
Yes.
In 1 week.
Yes, in 1 week. So in order for you to have 3,000 in your pay line, you must have a power line that is equivalent to that or more.
And there's no other 50% on first order bonus volume and all that? No.
No. Your pay line must have 3,000 volume. And you must also keep your eyes on the lifetime earnings as stated right there. Keep your eyes on the lifetime earnings. For the vice president, you need to look at 2 parameters. I mentioned that on the call. For the lifetime earnings, you must have at least earn at least 1,000. That's for director. Okay, for the vice president, yes. For the vice president, just the 3,000. I've just confirmed that. Just the 3,000 on your pay line.
Pay line, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Neil? Sorry?
No, Blessing. Okay. I'm good.
Any other questions in the chat box for those who are aiming? So Nick Pappas is aiming for vice president, specifically asking that question. And I'm looking forward to him eating that. I know Nick Pappas can do this. So watch out, everyone. What are you aiming for? What's the next title that you're aiming for? Did you put that in the chat box? Did you share with us your current title? You must always have goals on a weekly basis. What are your weekly goals? What are the titles that you look forward to advancing to? So if it doesn't work out this week, you can move it to next week, but you're constantly working towards those titles and you understand the parameters for achieving those titles. So let me know if you have any questions after this call. You can still reach out to Neil and myself, and we'll be glad to share with you. Did I also mention that apart from this call, we're also interested in working with your team. So we've asked you to duplicate, share this information with your team members, all right? But we also want to find time and come together in smaller teams where some persons can ask all of the questions they want to. Some persons on this call want to ask questions, but they're not asking. So the smaller teams allow them to ask questions and truly express themselves. So I look forward to getting on those calls with you in your smaller teams where we can talk more intimately and you can ask all of the questions that you want to.
So can I just have my own say just quickly for the people and watching the recording and on this call? Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, Neil. It's amazing. This is so important to understand how to title advance. Our business is about knowledge. You need to understand the compensation plan. You need to understand what it means and what you need to do to title advance. Now, yes, there's the PVs thrown around here and all that, but I can tell you one thing. If you have a team, if you have a downline and you're looking after your team, remember this is a business. If you're looking after your team will help you title advance. You don't have to do it on your own. It's all about the pay line. It's all about the pay line. If your team is working, your pay line in that week is going up, and that counts towards your title advancement. I've just ranked to director, and I never did it alone. I had a team under me that was pushing with me, and I was on them all the time. And I've asked the question of vice president because I've got the team ready to go. And that's what we have to do. You need to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So understand this, watch the recording again, go to my YouTube channel, Nick Papa's Zooms, go there and watch the recording of enrollments. Enrollments will teach you how to place, and you will work that power for properly. Because if you've got two people that are building on both your legs, one on each, you're done. That's all you need. And that's what Blessing was saying. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Nick Papas, our partner council member in Southern Africa. Always, always a pleasure and a blessing to have you on this call. We appreciate you. Thank you to all of the leaders on this call. You are amazing. Continue to do the amazing things that you do. Duplicate yourself within your team. That's what Nick Papas has just mentioned. So we want to see more of Nick Papas. We want to see more of Galvin. We want to see more of Farah. We want to see more of Bridget, more of Elizabeth, more of Mercy, Michelle. Duplicate yourself, Precious. So if you have more of people who have been taught by you to do the same thing that you do, or even to exceed, because a leader is not a leader until you have followers who can do and even do more than that you're doing. So that's when you can say that you're a leader. So you need to teach your team to duplicate. Your team is working. Title advancement is something that would be happening naturally within your team, even as you plan for it and you're strategic enough to place people within your organization as they come, and you teach your team members to do the same. Thank you everyone for joining on the call. If there are no more questions, we say have a beautiful evening. Neil will close the call for us with a few words, to keep you motivated and fired up.
Thank you so much, Blessing. What an amazing training call it was. As I said when I opened, that it is important for us to really understand and almost be able to recycle this even from our sleep. If when you wake up in the morning, you should be able to understand what is it that you need to do in order for you to become successful. It's not a very difficult business at all. Nick mentioned it. It's all about building people, building relationships, building those teams, and you don't have to do this alone. If you build your team to be strong enough, you know that you've got a community that you've created, that you've made sure that they also become successful, knowing with full information that if they become a success, automatically that success also comes up to you. So we need to go out there. We need to identify leaders. If you are a leader, you should be able to have the eye to identify those leaders in your team as you are registering them. Blessing said, if you communicate with a person through your interaction, you are able to see and actually be able to establish that this person is a superstar, and you already know that I need to position this person on this line. I cannot put one superstar with another on one line, because then I'll be disadvantaging myself. So it's all about us going out there, identifying the needs of the people, most importantly, bridge their gaps of income, if that's what their needs are, bridge their gaps of bettering their health, if that's what their needs are, bridging their health of transforming them, their body. We speak about body transformation, find out what their needs are. And the only way that you're going to find that is by having a conversation with them. Start a conversation, find out what is their why, and make sure that you help them achieve it. And the rest will automatically happen. Thank you, Blessing.
Thank you so much, everyone. So just go out there and duplicate. More of Mrs. Abiola, I know. That's an amazing leader, historic leader on this call. Thank you so much, ma'am, for getting on the call.
Thank you, team.
Thank
you always
Blessing.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Blessing.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Blessing.
Thanks,
Thank you, Gail.
everyone.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
team.
everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Blessing
Good
you,
night.
Nick Poppers.
Thank you.